Hello and welcome back to my YouTube. If you are new here, my name is Aisling and welcome to day 5 of our 28-day Pilates Summer Reset. Today is a very slow and relaxing class. We're really going to focus on moving around the hips, the pelvis and the spine. Again, all you need for this class is a mat, a little bit of space, and make sure you have some water nearby in case you need it. But without further ado, let's just get to it. So we're going to start in a seated position, nice and comfortable on the floor, crossing your legs just in front, allowing the heaviness to come through the sit bones, so the bones of your bum, really allowing them to come solidly onto the floor. Nice and relaxed, just positioning your hands in front. We're going to start to hone in just around the pelvic area to start, allowing that pelvic tilt to naturally happen and moving through those extremes of movement. Okay, so moving into our posterior tilt, you're going to tuck your pubic bone towards your belly button, noticing that your lower back will round. You'll probably sink more so into your spine and noticing how your spine will want to push out through the back of your body. That feeling of falling behind, okay, that chin is going to tuck down towards our chest, and we're going to really focus on that round of the spine. We're going to take an inhale, and from the sit bones, I want you to think about your pubic bone pushing forwards towards your heels, opening up the anterior body as we arch through our lower back, really pushing that pubic bone down towards the floor, opening chest and shoulders, and then just gazing slightly upwards. And again, we come back, pubic bone towards our belly button, rounding through the pelvis, the lower spine, then up and into the ribs, shoulders rounding forwards, chin to chest. And then the opposite movement, pubic bone draws down towards the floor, arching through our lower spine, head, neck and shoulders to open out, gazing towards the ceiling. Exhale one more time, pubic bone rolls back, really finding that nice round in the spine, shoulders collapsing forwards, chin to chest. And then inhale, opening out through anterior body. So really finding that length through the pubic bone, all the way through our belly button, sternum, up through the neck, and into the top of the head. From here then finding your neutral position. Okay, heaviness through the sit bones, sending the feet long in front of you. And from here, allowing the arms to reach forwards, thumbs towards the ceiling. We again start with the pubic bone as we roll away. Noticing how your feet might want to follow back against the mat. Allowing the spine to control itself, coming all the way down using those abdominals. Reaching then up and over with the arms, finding length through the chest. And then exhale, hands to the ceiling, chin to chest. Keeping yourself nicely rounded, shoulders towards your ears, and folding forwards over the tops of your thighs, trying to reach for your feet. And again, we sit tall through the tailbone, reaching the arms forwards, and we start our unwind again. Pubic bone to the belly button, unwind all the way down, really controlling that movement with our abdominals as we reach the arms up and over. Exhale, hands to the ceiling. Follow with the head and neck, then the shoulders and chest tuck towards our pelvis, staying rounded through the spine. Really reaching forwards through our arms, head, neck and shoulders as we find length all the way down the back of the body. Let's try one more time. Sitting tall to start, arms reach forwards. We unwind, pubic bone first. Roll away. Off the sit bones, down through the back of the pelvis, every segment rolling down one at a time. As we reach, finding length again through anterior body, stretch. Exhale, hands to ceiling. follow with the shoulders and chest. Tuck them into our abdominal space as we lift, keeping ourselves rounded again. Coming forwards, finding length down through the back lines of the body, down through the back lines of the legs. Holding in this position, reaching a little further forwards each time. Well done. Then we're going to sit tall on top of our sit bones. Well done. From here, bending both of your knees. I want you to widen your feet out beyond the width of your hips, okay? And I want you to sit tall on top of your sit bones. If you're noticing that it's quite difficult to sit directly on your sit bones, then maybe grab a cushion or a yoga block and pop and prop yourself up underneath your bum so that you have space to move forwards into your hips, because that's quite important with the next exercise. We're going to come through our hip 90-90s, okay? So really working through external and internal rotation of that lovely hip joint. So feet are wider than our knees, and our knees are quite open as well, okay? I might just face this direction just to show you how wide I'm sitting, and I'm really trying to push my pelvis forward so that I'm really heavy now and solidly sitting on top of the bones of my bum. From here then, my arms are going to go just behind to give myself more so support to keep sitting tall. If you can, I mean, the better option is to not have your hands positioned at all. So giving yourself the option to not have any support is really good. If you have that, that's great mobility for your hips, but you always have the option to support yourself behind until you get into the swing of the movement. So from here, allowing the right knee to fall open, okay? That knee wants to come towards that floor. We're going to feel that lovely stretch in around the inner thigh, hamstring, and into the capsule of the hip. We're going to allow that left knee to follow internally, so the inner thigh is going to come towards the floor. You're going to notice that the left sit bone is going to fall away from the mat. I want you to try and grasp that inner thigh, that inner knee towards the floor, but we again are sitting on top of our sit bones, okay? We haven't tucked underneath, we haven't fallen away from the hips themselves. Good. Now from here, the left knee is going to start to open. You're going to fall open with the left knee, and now allow that right knee to follow. Internal rotation, okay? You're going to notice that tightness in around the groin, okay, coming possibly around to that lateral hip, so into that deep gluteal system. And again, we open through right. Allow the right to start to fall open as we follow now with the left. Again, we keep sitting tall, keep pushing forwards onto the tops of those hips, tops of those sit bones, and again. So you're going to work into whatever pace suits you the best here. You might notice you're really tight, really stiff and stuck in those hips, and that's fine. You're going to take a little bit more time in those positions, those deepened positions, to really work through those stiff and sticky points. Eventually you'll get it to become really, really smooth, just working between internal and external rotation. We're going to fall over to one side, okay, and from here I want you to think about, again, sitting forwards onto that pelvis. Those arms are going to stay wherever they need to be for you to keep supporting yourself. That right leg is going to stay in that external rotation position, so that lovely 90-degree angle, and we're going to send this left into that 90 degrees. From here, we're going to open the left to the ceiling as much as we can without this leg or without my bum lifting away from the mat, and then we're going to slowly lower. Okay, so working from internal rotation to external rotation of that left hand side. Inhale to open, exhale to release. Good job, and again. 3 more. Well done. You know what's coming. We're going to the other side. 2 more. And then that last one. That left is going to follow over, and that right's coming to 90 degrees. Okay, again, we're sitting forwards onto those hips. We're going to open into right. Well done. And exhale. Inhale to open. That chest is staying facing forwards. We haven't really changed the position of the rest of our torso. 3 more. There's always going to be a hip that's a little bit more restricted. 2 more. And that last one. Stay in your open hip position now. Both legs are going to join. From here, we're going to fall into our mermaid position as we bring that right leg in towards our pubic bone, and that left leg's going to swivel now into our internally rotated position behind us. Okay, so we have this lovely Z sit. Sitting again between those sit bones, okay, really pushing down through the pelvis. We're going to start with the right hand side. So that right hand's going to come down to the outside of that right leg. Left hand's going to come to the ceiling. Now bend through that right elbow to find that lateral bend. From here, the rib cage is pulling away from the pelvis as the pelvis sits down into the mat. Reaching up and over with that left hand, okay? We're going to find a little rotation as we rotate the left shoulder in line with the right. We inhale to open back, and we lift ourselves all the way back up through to the left hand side, and that right hand sends itself to the ceiling, and again we get this lovely stretch between ribs and pelvis on that right hand side. Inhale. Exhale, fall into lateral bend on that right. Left hand to the ceiling, push the left pelvic bone down to the floor. Rotate through left shoulder. Inhale to open back up. Lift yourself back to the ceiling and send the right up this time. Well done. One more time, we're going to add a little bit of activation. Left. Push the sit bone down, then rotate. Opening back, lifting to the ceiling, and we send right up. We come all the way back around to the right hand side, but this time we send the elbow. Okay, the elbow leans to the right hand side. We took the right rib cage to the ceiling. Okay, so we've lifted and engaged into lateral body. From here, left leg is going to lift and lengthen from the hip in line. Left hand's going to lift the ceiling. And then we're going to bring ourselves all the way back up, bending into left knee, and then that left hand sends down as the right hand reaches up. Okay, coming all the way back down. Elbow. Lengthen. Return. And reach. Good, 4 more. Elbow. Lengthen. Return. And reach. So really using that right elbow as a lever to lengthen through that left hip. Good job. 2 more here. Well done. Last time. Hold in this lovely stretched position before we switch it up and go to the other side. Nice deep breaths. Bringing it all the way back, and let's just switch the legs. So this time your left leg's going to come in as we open into our right. So we've got now our right leg in internal rotation and our left in external. Again, sitting through those sit bones and working now into our lateral bend on our right hand side. So left to the floor. Elbow bends on left as we reach right. Pull the ribs away, right sit bone to the floor. Ribs, reach, rotate. Inhale to open and lift. Right down, left to the ceiling. Good. And again. Left hand and elbow as we reach right. We rotate. We inhale to lift. And we open into our right side and lengthen through left. Good job. 2 more. Really finding as much rotation as you can in that right twist. Last time, before we come into a little bit of activation on that right glute. Excellent. Okay, on this next one, it's time for our elbow. Yeah, elbow. Right leg lengthens. We reach. We return. And we reach at the left arm. We come all the way back. Elbow. Tuck the ribs up. Right leg lengthens. We reach. We return. And we lift. Good job. 2. Good. Almost there. 3 more. Reach. Excellent. And our last one. Lengthen. Return. Reach and hold. Up we go. 5. Laterally bend. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it all the way back to center. Excellent stuff. A little bit more awake now, I hope, between our pelvis and our ribs. We're going to do a little bit more now, but this time in our 4-point kneeling position. Okay, so from here, 4-point kneeling. If you've done my classes before, you know exactly what position to be in, I hope, at this time. So, wrists slightly in front of shoulders, knees under hips. Okay, nice neutral spine. And in this position now, we're going to start to take it into our cat-cow. Okay, so to start, send the pubic bone back towards the back wall. Open and sink through the chest and belly button. Head, necks lifting up, and you're pushing the floor away from you to really lengthen out through the chest. Exhale, start from the tailbone and tuck it down. Round through the lower back. Push the floor further away now as you send the chest bone into the back of the rib cage, and we send the chin towards our thighs. Inhale away, tailbone to the back wall. Drop through the belly button, open the chest bone forwards, head and neck lift. Exhale to round. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Finding our neutral spine, where the back of the head aligns itself with the tailbone. And we have neutral shoulders, so square facing to the floor, as well as our hips. Taking the right hand forwards, we look for length now through the tips of the fingers as we reach and lengthen out through that left leg. Okay, from here, elbow and knee tap together, round the spine. Inhale to lengthen away. Keep pressure through that left hand and right knee to keep our spine square, aligned on both sides, not open or twisted off to the right. Good. Four more. Rounding. 3, extending. And 2. Last time. Just holding our Superman. Strong hold. Lengthen out through fingers and toes from the shoulder and the hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. This time we go to the opposite side now, lengthening out through left, thumb towards the ceiling, in line with the shoulder, and we reach the right foot behind. Again, we lengthen from the hip, keeping those hips square, as well as the shoulders, we reach away from the body. We bend and tap, elbow to thigh. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Keep reaching long for me. Powering through that right palm, really keeping stability for 4. 3, you got it. 2. We hold. Think about our length, fingertips, toes. Wiggle them for me and reach long. 5, 4, 3, 2, returning both and coming to a high kneeling position. We're sending our right foot forwards. Time for a little bit of hip flexor stretch, okay? So from here, that right knee travels towards the toes. We sink into our left hip, but not our lower back, okay? We stay lifted through lower back, but we want to push our hip to extension. Really stretching out anterior hip from here. Both hands to the ceiling. You're going to drop the right hand down towards the floor, reaching the fingertips down. Left hand up to the sky, and we side bend very slightly. Tilt to the right. Exhale, return. Keep pushing that left hip forwards. Tilt. And return. Tilt. 3. And 2. Well done. Last time. Bringing it right back to center. Fold forwards over your right thigh and lengthen out through that right hamstring to hold in this position. Toes are flat. Back of that right knee coming towards the floor, sinking deeper through the sit bone behind, reaching the fingertips long in front of you, rounding over your right knee and holding in this position for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Send the right knee forwards, open through that left hip, and now shimmy your right foot to the left hand side of your mat and sitting into your shin bone. Now this is where you might need a cushion or a yoga block again to sit yourself up under that right knee or even under your right bum cheek, okay? From here, lengthen out through the toes of the back leg, okay? So we push that back leg away and we sit further to our pelvis so that we're stacked. Completely central, okay? Excellent. Just sinking further each time on your exhale, just trying to get a little deeper. Again, if you want to deepen it further, you can push your belly button forwards towards the back of your calf, making sure you stay nice and aligned to the back of the head and the tailbone. Just holding here, taking some deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, take the right heel underneath your pubic bone. Send the right hand to the inside of your right knee and thigh and rotate the left hand behind if you can. From here, bend into your left knee and see if you can grab a hold of your toes, your foot, your leggings, whatever it is. And I want you now to stretch into your thigh muscle. Push your thigh bone to the floor and see if now you can square off your shoulders again by rotating your shoulders to face forwards. Holding here. 5, that deep quad stretch. 4, 3, 2. Releasing that left leg. Both hands forwards. Excellent. We send the right leg back to meet the left. Downward dog position. And guess what's happening now? That left leg is going to come forwards and that right knee is going to come down. Well done. Okay, again, we sit tall on top of that hip flexor on the right hand side. We're pushing into that right hip flexor rather than our lower back. We send both hands to the ceiling. This time left hand falls down. Fingertips reaching to the floor, right hand up to the ceiling. Reaching away as we tilt to the left. Return. Inhale to the left. Return. And tilt. Just finding a little side bend. Rib cage pulling away from that pelvis. Just deepening the stretch more so into our obliques. Into our upper hip flexor where it attaches into that lower back and rib cage area. 2. Last one. Good job. We fold forwards. Hamstring stretch, left side, toes flat, back of the knee and calf coming towards the ceiling. Fingertips reaching long over the tops of the toes, we round over that left knee, sitting back into our sit bone behind. Holding. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We bring the left knee forwards. You ready for a little bit of Piriformis Stretch? So into that hip, we shimmy that left knee over our foot. Our left knee comes down. We're sitting down as we push back into that right foot and leg. Sitting down into our pelvis, we hold, deepening our stretch, keeping our hips square and our pubic bone pushing to the floor. Again, we can deepen it here by pulling our belly button to our thigh. And open back. And again. And open. 2 more. Open. Last time. And then we're deepening into quad. We bring the heel underneath the pubic bone. We rotate, left hand in. Rotate right. Right knee bends. We hold and pull our heel towards our bum. And then see if we can rotate our shoulder and hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Reach the right leg away, both hands in front. Pull through the right toes. Send the left back. Bend your knees and find your child's pose position. From here now, keeping the left leg, or left hand, right in long in front of you. Send the right hand underneath to twist into our spine. That left hand reaches long as the right hand reaches under, and you're trying to push that shoulder on the right hand side to the floor and lift your bum towards the ceiling slightly. Holding here, stretching out through the back of the ribs, that thoracic spine for 3, 2. Returning through right. Keep the right long as we now twist into left. Really pushing that left shoulder to the floor as we try and open into right shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Left hand all the way back in front. From here again, we tuck the toes underneath us, walk the palms in, and then send our legs to downward dog position. Excellent job. Keeping your hands long in front, I want you to lift onto your tippy toes and imagine your spine is like a wave. You're going to ripple it forwards, tucking the pubic bone towards your chest, keeping your chest nicely round. And then when you get to your full plank position, sink your hips to the floor, keeping your toes extended and open into your chest. And then exhale, send the tailbone to the ceiling, finding your downward dog position. Lift to tippy toes. Tuck the pubic bone towards your belly button, really starting to round, rippling every vertebrae forwards. As you get to plank, sink the hips, open the chest, gaze to the ceiling. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, tailbone to the sky. Sink the heels, then lift to the toes, ripple the spine. Sink the hips and open the chest. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, tailbone to the sky. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Well done. From here, we're going to widen out the feet into a wide sumo position. Knees are going to open. And we're going to sit our hips low. Keeping our hands on the floor if you can. Okay, we're going to start left hand down, right hand opens to the ceiling. Exhale to return. And left hand opens. Okay, finding that rotation as we sink our hips a little lower each time. Really opening up shoulder, chest, and rotating into that thoracic spine as we stretch. Hamstrings, inner thighs, and sink deeper into our hips. 4 more. And 3. Really twisting through the rib cage. Last time. Both hands to the floor. Lengthen your tailbone to the ceiling and sink your chest as if to send it between your legs. Walk both hands over to your right ankle. Pull your chest down towards your right knee. Sinking deeper into this stretch for 3, 2. Last time. We walk all the way through center and over to the left. Again, we pull our chest towards the knee. Feeling that lovely stretch down the back of your hamstring, maybe even into your glute. 3, 2. Last one. Walk the hands back to center. Shimmy your feet all the way in towards your palms. Softly bend your knees for me. Relax the shoulders and start to roll the spine all the way up to stand. Taking your time, pulling your chest on top of your hips, your shoulders. Reach to the ceiling for me. Grabbing a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Reach the left palm to the sky and side bend to the right side. Inhale back to center. Reach high to the ceiling, holding onto your right wrist. With your left hand, reach higher with your right. Side bend over to your left. All the way back to center, reaching as high as you can, breathing in. Exhale to release the arms all the way down by the side. Give your shoulders a nice big shrug to your ears for 2. Last one. And that is it for day 5 of our Pilates Summer Reset. I hope you're enjoying the classes so far. I really am enjoying doing them. So we are on day 6 tomorrow. Again, like always, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the class, give it a thumbs up and maybe even send a comment below so that I can see how you're getting on. But yeah, that is it. So I will see you for day 6 here on the mat tomorrow. Have a good day.